Hello there YouTube, my name is Casey, you may know me as Acer from TikTok, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to build a TIE fighter in Minecraft. Okay, so first up you'll notice I've already started the build, and it's really not that hard, it's not complicated at all. Right now we're just building a box. It should be 3x3 squares with the corners and edges cut off. I also forgot to mention that all the blocks we're going to be using today are the assortment of the polished andesite ones. So we're going to be using polished andesite blocks, stairs, slabs, and then later on we're also going to be using a block of coal and some chiseled bricks. Okay, once you finish building the basic box, what we're going to do now is continue to round out all of the edges. To do this, we're going to be using the polished andesite stairs and just, place them as I'm showing you here. The tops and the sides are going to be placed different, so make sure you pay close attention to that. So basically all we're doing is we're cutting out the corners that we just built and we're just replacing them with the polished andesite stairs. And as I mentioned earlier, so you'll notice that on the sides, I'm placing them in a different orientation than the ones on the top. That is important just to give it that, the ball-shaped look that we're going for. And you'll notice that there's going to be some gaps in some of the blocks that we're placing. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. That's going to be the next step. We're going to fix that, fill those in. But for now, just, make sure you're paying close attention to how I'm placing these stairs. And as soon as we're done this, we're going to move on. Okay, in just a couple of seconds, I'm going to fly out and I'm going to show you exactly how it should look like. If it looks different than what I have here, definitely rewind the video and pause it if you have to. It should look like this. Check your dimensions, but this is what it should look like at this point. Okay, so moving on, we're just going to fill in those gaps I had mentioned earlier. All you have to do, it's kind of tedious, but all you have to do is, grab the polished andesite blocks and then try and, fit the cursor right into that gap and then just place them in there. You could also use slabs if you want or some stairs from the inside. It doesn't really matter. All we're trying to do is fill in these gaps. Alright, so next up we're going to get started on the windshield or the window of the ship, and it's important to make sure that this is placed in the correct location. So remember earlier I mentioned the placement of the stairs, so the stairs on the top should be sloping down towards the window. Alright, so next up we're just going to add a little bit of detail to the other three sides of the ship. We're going to add the chiseled stone bricks to just like the centerpieces. In the back I have it acting as the engine. The ones on the sides are going to get covered by the connector piece for the wings. And then you could use some stone slabs too to just, round it out a little bit more if you'd like. But now we're going to get started on the wings of the ship. Alright, so next up you're going to want to take a blast furnace. I use this as the connector piece from the main frame of the ship to the wings. The orientation of this block doesn't really matter, but because it's one that you can interact with, you're going to want to stand on top of it and then, crouch down to place the next block, which is going to be the chiseled stone bricks. And then from that piece, you're going to want to take your polished andesite blocks and outstretch 3 spaces wide on both sides, and then obviously fly over to the other side and repeat these steps because the wings are going to be symmetrical. Okay, next up, you're going to want to grab your blocks of coal, and then you're going to make a couple of L shapes on both the top and bottom in this fashion here. This is, of course, to give the TIE Fighter its iconic panel-like look, and then we're going to take our polished andesite blocks as well, and we're going to fill in some of the spaces here. And definitely remember to pay close attention to how it is I'm placing these blocks, because if you mess up a little bit, it might look a little funky in the end. Not a big deal, but, and if that happens, you just go back and rewind. Alright, so you'll notice that we're going to use some more coal blocks to fill in where we just placed the andesite blocks, and then we're going to grab the andesite blocks again, and then basically finish up the, the overall wing of the ship. And of course, as soon as we finish this wing, we're just going to be repeating these same steps on the other side to finish the second one as well. And then after that, we're pretty much finished. So the TIE Fighter is definitely one of the easiest ships to build in Minecraft. I also think it's one of the most fun to build because it's so small and it just doesn't take a whole lot of time. You could just build as many as you want, and then you have like a whole fleet. And as a final touch, I've added some end rods and some lime green wool to act as your laser cannons, and there you have it. Your TIE Fighter is complete. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully now you'll have a bunch of TIE Fighters in your Minecraft world. Once again, thank you all so much, and stay tuned for more Star Wars videos on the way. And if you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed. May the Force be with you all, always.